Hi, my name's Cayleigh from Cayleigh's Cards, and today is the second to last video in my Making the Most of Markers series. And I showed you earlier in the week how to use a blender pen and the marker pens to colour in, and today I'm just going to show you that you can actually just colour in straight. What I've done this time is, rather than colouring in a stamp, I've coloured in some designer series paper. So this is the Back to Black collection. I've just taken the cards I want to use, so the pens I want to use, and I'm just gonna colour them in. So obviously, because I'm using the designer series paper, my images are already stamped, but you could quite easily replicate this technique by stamping on creating your own backgrounds with lots of stamps and then colouring it in. And this way, unlike with the blender pens, you get a really bright bold colour, whereas the blender pens, it's a lot more like a watercolour effect. Because you're colouring over a stamp and there's already an image, you don't have to worry about blending lines, because the image is already so dark, you can just see, you just get the colour coming through. It's also going to be a really nice effect because I'm going to leave some of the grey feathers and not actually colour those in. And as you can see, you don't really need to be super neat because it's just that general effect. Just going to colour them in. I'm not doing any specific pattern, I'm just... oops. There we go. These pens are just great for nice, quick, easy projects. Obviously, the focus here is the designer series paper. We're just adding to it ever so slightly. There we go. And you just keep going until you're happy with the amount of colouring you've got. I'm just going to do this with the sides a bit better. Sorry. Just going to do one more feather in the red. Go, and then I've got my background paper, and I'm just going to punch out with a decorative label punch, once in red and again in Whisper White. And the stamp I've used for this project is from the Something to Say. You've got courage, you've got strength. And I'm going to colour in, I'm going to pick out two of the colours, going for the garden green in the You've Got words, and I'm going to go for the Cherry Cobbler, which is also the colour I've gone for as the backing card. That's one thing I love, in that the colours all coordinate, so it all fits together. Stamp that down. Then with my red one, my red decorative label punch, I'm just going to cut it in half and then cut off the corners so it's more of a triangle-y shape. I don't know what I just said then. And again, I'm going to apply some glue to the edge and use this to frame what I've already done. There we go. I'm going to take backing card, adhere it together. I never used to layer when a couple of years ago when I was a bit newer to card making, and now I have to layer everything. It just doesn't feel right if it's not layered. I'm just going to stick that on. And what I've done is I've pre-cut a piece of the garden green, which is the other colour I've used for the leaf. Sorry, for the feather, I keep calling them leaves. As opposed to using ribbon. This is it is obviously it's a bit cheaper weight, but also it's just a bit different to using ribbon. So there we go, stick that down and stick my paper ribbon. I did this one to the side, I'm going to do this one in the middle. Just going to add a couple of dimensionals. No, I've stuck my card down to my grid paper. That's obviously not intentional. There we go. This one's just going to go into the middle of the paper ribbon. And I'm just going to have Diamante on each side. And now I'm having issues with the Diamante, oh dear. So there you go, there's using the stamping markers to colour in DSP. Hope you enjoyed watching, and don't forget to pop back tomorrow for the final card in my Making the Most of Markers series. Have a good evening, happy crafting!